So, let's begin our trading session today. I have thoroughly analyzed and carefully selected all the currency pairs that possess the most optimal movement characteristics and are perfectly suitable for our strategy today. Additionally, we are dealing with an OTC market, which signifies that all currency pairs offer excellent payout percentages. This presents a great opportunity to earn some money. Furthermore, we have analyzed the following indicators: the fractal, the weighted moving average with a period of 15, and the oscillator CCI with a period of 10. Today, we will be guided by the current trend, and of course, we must not overlook the oversold and overbought areas. I will attempt to combine all the indicators, and in general, I believe everything will become clear. So I suggest we begin trading, and I will select the first currency pair. By the way, right here we have an excellent, or I might even say a rather not bad entry point. Overall, in this situation, I will be guided by the trend along with one weighted moving average. So let's go ahead and highlight the working area. Earlier, you might have noticed that the movement was heading downward, and this is a small area of consolidation, so to speak. The price entered a correction phase and then moved further. Here, after updating the local price minimum, the further dynamics of the movement have taken on a restorative nature. Next, we observe that our weighted average has moved upwards, crossing our moving average from below to above. This is precisely the primary signal I use to open a position, and as you can see, it has yielded a significant result. Now, let's take a look at the conclusion of the trade. And then the initial deal successfully closes without any issues at all. Now, I'm planning to adjust the trade value amount to a total of $752 and will proceed with trading. Let's go ahead and select the next currency pair to trade with. And most likely, at this point, I will attempt to initiate a trade in the upward direction. It may not be the most accurate entry point, but the reasoning behind this decision is quite clear overall. I believe the signal will be warranted. Generally speaking, there's an upward trend with consecutive favorable price pullbacks. Here, we observe the formation of a local minimum, and at this point, we have witnessed a crossover where a weighted moving average crosses from the bottom to the top. There was a minor crossover, which led me to conclude that theoretically, the subsequent dynamics might rise. Additionally, I notice a reversal of the moving line on the oscillator here. Yes, however, it seems likely that we will end up closing the trade in the negative here, as it wasn't quite the correct entry point, just as I mentioned at the start. And yes, unfortunately, I ended up closing the trade at a loss. It is entirely my own fault that I closed the trade negatively. I really should have waited for a more evident crossing of the sliding line. In fact, I'm going to adjust the trade value amount. I will now open a trade with my entire balance, which is exactly $1,000. I plan to proceed with further analysis. So let's go ahead and select the following currency. Let's attempt to take a risk in this situation. I will be guided by both the trend and the moving line here. I believe that a continued upward dynamic might follow from this point. We experienced a breakdown of the previous local minimum here. A new fractal was formed, and this one also appeared. I think that after this update, the dynamics can proceed. The main point is that I observe an exit from the oversold area on the oscillator here. So this is the logic for entry that I have at this moment. Let's watch the result. I think the exit should happen at the end of the trade. And the trade ends up in the positive. Whew, that was really quite intense. I didn't exactly get the opening level correct after all. It was, of course, more accurate to enter at the very end of the scrolls, but such an entry into the deal is quite challenging to catch. However, you can observe that the subsequent dynamics are still rising, so the logic behind the entry was indeed absolutely correct. I will once again adjust the amount of the trade value, setting it to $950, and proceed to open 2 trades for my entire balance once more. Let's go ahead and move on as I select the next currency pair for us to discuss. And let me initiate 2 trades here on the upside. On the upside, likely following the trend's direction. That's a really nice entry into the trade. Let's highlight and focus on the working area. Here, we also need to examine this section of the move with more detail. In this section, we experienced a quick update of both the local maximum and the local minimum. The lower, or rather weighted moving average, and here I will be guided by the trend. I will place my wager on the bounce from the moving average, and therefore I proceed to open trades. On the bright side, let's see the outcome of these trades. And so, the final trades have been successfully closed in the plus. It has been a great trading result for today, indeed. I am more than satisfied with the total amount of my balance, and I feel quite content. Now, let's move on to the conclusion of today's trading activities. The total sum of today's profit amounts to $2,448. The withdrawal operation is successfully executed. This is the kind of trade we had today with the use of these indicators. I'm completely satisfied with the result of this trade. And in general, I think you have somehow understood how to properly navigate trading with the help of these indicators. Well, if you still have any questions, in the description under the video, you can find a link to my Telegram and ask any question. I will try to help everyone. Good luck trading. See you soon.